So we will be going over price action of previous week on indices, going over NQES and RTY YM. ऑडियो क्लियर है या कम है? मेरे हिसाब से कम तो नहीं होनी चाहिए. Okay, let's dive into that. Going starting from the daily chart as always. NQ, this was Friday's daily candle. Yes. Uh, Going into new week, this becomes a relevant swing to me. Price being in close proximity to it, so I'm thinking if price moves up, I wanna frame weekly oversells it to there, expansion to retracement into the objective. If price directly hits the objective, comes back in, I wanna frame weekly OLHC reversal back inside the range. Okay, let's have a look on RTYYM side by side each and every day. On to the daily chart. Weekly, no. Why? Why? Okay. Of April, no. This being a relevant swing going into Monday or new week, you can say. This low looking like protected to me. It's a relevant where price moves away. Then this becomes the relevant point. So looking on to YM, I am thinking if next week wants to form OLHC bullish candle in early, it goes from here while respecting this, because these two swing, one here and this here, have enough separation between them, so this could stay protected if price wanna go bullish. So yeah, chalna. So I am thinking going into the new week, if price moves higher, I would frame that as a retracement to then again head into this objective and मैंने चलानी है मार. And then looking on to RTY, this low doesn't look like it's protected to me. It can stay protected, but not much of a better structure. YM has a clear picture, and yes, what about NQ? Yes, NQ has already reached into this objective, not already but almost. So I'm thinking if Monday hits, so we can frame a reversal or retracement back inside the range. Okay, let's head on to Monday's price action. Monday directly goes hits it. What did I frame on Monday? खुद ही भूल गया मैं. Okay, now I do remember a bit. Thank you. Yes. Yes. on the weekly. यार ये ऐसे क्यों करते हैं मेरे साथ? H1 RTY on early visibility. So the same thing we covered yesterday. We wanna frame daily OHLC to here. So we wanna profile the low time frames or the intermediate time frames to frame the singular high time frame candle. But I can see no established high, so I don't wanna frame it until price displaces away from it. So I'm not concerned about participating in here. It is anyways London. Let's watch out for YM. At the same time, did YM manipulate? वो तो ठीक है, मेरे सेपरेटर्स कहाँ गए? Okay, now I'm okay. This being the relevant swing, going on to the early price did hit this on opening, but I can tell myself it has formed a high resistance over current high of the day. Open high manipulation above the current high of the day. This being a low resistance or non-established low of the day. This looks like an established high, right? Open high, form manipulation, immediate displacement away, right? This is 1 a.m. So this was kind of an SMT, we can say. यार दोनों ऐसे इकट्ठे कर रहे हैं वीडियो में, मैं थोड़ा सा हो रहा हूँ कंफ्यूज, पता है आपको? कोई बात नहीं, पहली बार चीज़ें करने में होता है बंदा कंफ्यूज। मेंटरशिप सेशन में मैं आप लोगों से ज़्यादा कंफ्यूज। but no established high of the day OHLC on ESNQ, so I would wanna see displacement away from this high, open high displacement away, so that I can trust this as high of the day or high of the high time frame candle. So OHLC candle formation, this being the draw, पीछे हो जा, 7 a.m. hits this. What about NQ? Yes. So currently kind of looking like a manipulation below current low of the day without having an established high, and equal high is resting there. What about ES? ES looks like a bit weaker. RTY 7 Y hits current low of the day, forms manipulation below daily opening. So lower time frame 5, 8. That is reduced to 8, 10. Like price hit a relevant swing, showed immediate reaction back inside. So I am viewing this move on the hourly as a retracement or reversal. So if यार पहले ही चल जाती है, if this move back up is a retracement, then this becomes the objective. If this move back up is a reversal, then this current high of the day becomes objective. La, 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 la. I don't know if we had a news that day, but if we would have gotten news, थी क्या कोई उस पे? This looks good to me. ATM open low into relevant POI. This, I guess so, was something. Yes, surely was an SMG. So this could be trusted, yes. Till the retracement objective. What about YM and RTY? YM looks better. High resistance below low of the day. Open low. So we can think of daily OLHC. Intermediate time frame structure kind of aligning. 6 a.m. open low into relevant pair. Organize. So if this move back up is gonna be retracement, then this becomes the objective. If this move up is gonna be reversal, then the current high of the day becomes the objective. RTY. RTY looks like it is much weaker and not showing much willingness to return back inside the range. Kind of rejecting it. So if we were to long, the best asset would have been NQ. RTY still not displaced much back inside, but the same entry, this one. Why it is better on NQ and not RTY? RTY more weak than strong. Talking about YM, vice versa, not so much good or a structure I wanna be in. So NQ, if I were to take anything, this would have been the long. Would have been like 2, and a better fill would have gotten you here. So this level, la, 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 and it melts through it. What about ES? ES hits these. This, nope. So not too good of a move, I will say. What about NQ? NQ did hit these. Nice. Talking about YM RTY. Again, leaving fell swings, not too nice. RTY. Closure if happens to the objective. No, 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 not good. Only if this was an SMT. No, it's empty, so it's not too nice of a structure to me at least. Orly says you can short, but only after price has displaced away from it. Then I can think of shorting. 3 minutes says me what? What does this look like on the Orly? We can have a look. Okay, so it used these relevant swings as a retracement objective, so makes sense. But if we wanna frame it lower, I don't have a clear objective on NQ, but we do have a clear objective on RTY. So 9 a.m. OHLC, 6 a.m. OHLC, yes, makes sense for 9 a.m. expansion, but how could we have been able to frame it using this relevant swing? But lower time frame not so good, I will say. Failure swing, I would have this, even though this is an SMT, but I would have preferred it, seeing it taken out, but no worries. Oh, I do remember. I was wanting to short this to the objective, but I wasn't convinced with ES holding this high or moving much away from it. I was wanting to take market order when price came back here. There's no stop there, but I let it go. Yes, now I do remember. Nice. RTY was the one who had the objective. That's why I wasn't trusting all of this, but trusting it a bit more. Had this candle been somewhere around there, I would have shorted yes. Yes, बट ऐसे भी तो कर सकता हूँ, एक सेकंड कर तो सकते थे, थोड़ा और ऊपर होता तो अच्छा हो जाता. नाइस, कोई बात नहीं. Did भाई, if you remember this, अब याद आया. साउंड इज वेरी लेस, ये बोल के बंदा ही गैप अप उस वापस भी आ गया. YM guy, YM, I didn't have a look on YM, just a second. हैं, ये दोनों पुठा सिंह कैसे हो गए? So RTY was the one heading for the heading for its objective, just others going for these highs, most probably expansion into an objective, immediate back inside, either reversal, either retracement. This being the retracement objective. If this move higher is the reversal, then the high of the day becomes the objective. Now 9:33, but not too good of a structure which I can trust on NQRES to short. I would rather long this than short. Long this here, then short here. If I wanted to short, RTY this short. No, no, even though this comes on not too good of a closer. If it were closed here, this would have given you a entry you could have taken, but closing here I would never, because I don't know till where it can go. No, not a clear objective I do. I do have just current low of the day, so I am okay. Missing out on this move, then not even on NQ. Yes, NQ was the one displacing much lower. Going back, this closure looks good only if you know price wanted to displace much lower. This is just a mere pattern for me because I didn't have any logic to back this closure. This is just a mere pattern to me. Yes, it is a opposing candle into a POI closed below, but I don't trust this because I don't have a clear objective to target. 9:36, and by the time of 9:36, even RTY had reached its objective. So I'm okay missing than doing anything. And I think I didn't take anything on Monday, I guess so. Yes, UDY, yes, I do remember. I didn't take anything. Bro, who are your mentors? My volume is good according to me. I don't know why it's low for you. If you are able to see my screen, tap my profile just like this user volume, increase this user volume. So going on to RTY, if I can see anything else. RTY hits an objective, moves back. If this move back is a retracement, I can't trust this much, but yes, it respects this opposing candle, which was formed at 9:30, backed by 9:30 open high, yes, and then gets closed below. You can take this with just 2 hours if you want to. RTY hits an objective, shows retracement back inside, but I am okay missing this because I don't know till where it can go, here, 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 here. So even if I were to take this, like put up this, then 2 hour, I don't know if it would hit my 2 hour or not. Yes, I can see this move higher as a retracement respecting opposing candle into retracement objective, but no, I am okay. Dun, 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 dun. 940, 948, 951. मैंने ऑब्जेक्टिव क्यों मिटाया? Yes. So now it is kind of telling me expansion into an objective, immediate expansion back into the range. So maybe this move is a reversal or a retracement. So retracement objective being this high, I can tell myself, or reversal, then current high of the day. And at the same time, YM was the stronger asset, I guess so. Not the stronger, but the strongest. This being the retracement, this being the reversal objective, current high of the day. And yes, if you remember here, this move back up on YM looked like retracement, right? Looked like a reversal. But if it would have been a retracement, these clear relevant opposing swings would be would have been clear retracements objective. Price hits them and forms retracement into expansion again. 9:30 having no wick to the downside here, so you can think of open high 9:30 and 30 candle. I will show you on F15. I can't. 9:30 didn't have any wick to the downside, so you could have framed it from here. And these relevant opposing swings looked too clear, right? These swing and these swings have separation between them, so I will use these as a retracement objective. So you could have used YM's framework to short RTY. Yes, here this closure. Now this closure makes much more sense because SMT with these highs, you can take it as SMT with these highs. So this is better one, I will say. And after this retracement objective, which is expansion objective, I will say retracement into expansion is over. Price again tells you what expansion into an objective, immediate expansion back inside. I can again think of this as a retracement or reversal. If this is a retracement, this becomes the objective, but this objective and this objective, I would prefer to trade it to high of the day, daily OLHC, daily candle, unprotected highs resting above, kind of protected swings, high resistance forming below low of the day. So I would see this as open low, high close day, and RTY at the same time was aligning expansion into an objective, expansion back inside the range. So that's why I wasn't trusting this closer much. Yes, yes, looks better structure wise. By 10 a.m., this looks like either reversal, either retracement back inside the range. If this move higher is gonna be retracement, then this becomes the objective. If reversal, then high of the day becomes the objective. NQ, uh, NQ depressing much away from it, and this being a protected swing, I would refine retracement objective on M30, M15. I would use this as the retracement objective. If this move higher back inside the range is the retracement, and I would prefer to long ES than NQ. And if short, if this move higher is gonna be retracement, then I would prefer to short NQ or RTY because NQ and RTY weaker. If this move higher is gonna be reversal, then I would prefer to long ES or YM, longing the stronger pair, shorting the weaker pair. So 10 a.m. 10 a.m.'s intermediate time frame would confirm OHLC or OLHC. Using this previous 4 hours EQ logic, yes, it should. This should be the level. Nice. ES, yes, ES displacing much back inside. I would use these failure swings then. Dun, dun, dun. So long ES, short NQ. That's the plan. 10 a.m. If this move higher is the retracement, then this could be retracement objective or any of these highs could be any. But YM makes me think the high of the day is the objective. Let's get to 10 a.m. 10 a.m. directly hits the YM's objective high of the day. So I can think of OHLC or OLHC as well because no established high as well below 10 a.m. So I could think both ways, expansion into an objective, either reversal, either retracement. This looks like more of a reversal, expansion met with the expansion. To me, expansion into an objective, immediately expansion back inside, aligned with an H4 profile, OHLC type, established high over opening price, right? Same here. retracement objective being this fair value gap hit was hit uh, with having and while having an established high over high of the candle. This H4, if it's in fair value gap, I don't know if this is in fair value gap 30-minute or H1, you can say any, but this M15 was a fair value gap for sure. Price hits it, rejects it, all the way aligning with 10 am H4 open high, forms high resistance over opening price, above opening price, so kind of established high above H4 candles. So I would rather short this, but shorting RTY and NQ was the plan. Let's see if we get this, could also be used. Yes, price hits these retracements objective on ES. Let's see if these were hit on NQ. Yes, this was the retracement objective M15 internal level, and so this is an SMT on NQ. Yes, this being an SMT, this being an SMT. Dun, 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 dun. So I would look to frame 10-15 over LC. By this closure, the idea wouldn't have been totally confirmed. So I would use this. मत पंगे किया करो यार. I would rather use this closure to my framework rather than using it for entry. 10-15 immediately displaces away from this high. Lower time frame established high over 10 am's above 10 am's opening price. So I would use this as a framework then as an entry. RTY, same here. YM, yes, same thing. But I would stay cautious of this M15 fair value gap, as YM could form 10 am open low intermediate time frame structure. If you remember, open low, establish low below current low of the candle, this fair value gap sponsoring that move. Dun, 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 dun. Price hits this. I wouldn't prefer to see displacement higher from here if I was bearish, because if price wants to go higher, this is the level, because 10 am open low then moves away. 1030 here, if 1030 displaces away from this, this would be a candidate for 10 am open low. 10 am does not form established low of the 10 am H4. 1015 forms high resistance below, 1030 moves away. That would be the case for bullish scenario. ये मैंने OHLC समझा के गलती करी यार, एक एक मूव समझाना पड़ रहा है मेरे को. कैसे बदतमीज लोग हो तुम. Dun, 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 dun. Kind of looking like that. High resistance below 10 am, 10 am open low, so 1030 could be framed higher as well. So either reversal or retracement from here. Having a look at other assets, same here. We show the 10 am open low, high resistance below. So if we were to long ES and RTY. If we were to short NQ and YM. This closure, nope, I don't trust it that much. Yes, neither. Yes, vice versa here. 10 am open, no, forming established low on the intermediate time frame. Forming established low on the lower time frame. Open low, immediately displacing away. The main thing is displacing away. So I can think of framing it to the high of the day. Here is the high of the day, but NQ is the weaker asset. So rather long yes, then long YM, and yes, this yes got manipulated by a point. Even though I have double-sided bias most of the time, but I know how to profile it, so that's why it is my that ability gives me much clarity even while having double-sided bias. 10 am open, forming established low below 10 am open, immediately displacing away. So I can think 10 am open, low high close. This structure on intermediate time frame being taught yesterday only. 10 am open, low, 10:30 displacing away from it. Dun, 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 dun. Relevant swing. Why am I watching on RTY? Why was the stronger asset? I don't remember if I took even a long on this day. This looks like a true breakout, but I don't trust it that much. This could be trusted, could not be. Okay, then 45. This is an SMT, nice. This is a SMT, SMG. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, nice. I could frame an entry in ES to the high of the day. Daily wick being large, so framing towards current high of the day or opening price of the daily candle. इसको बंद करते हैं, तो मैं ये कंफ्यूज कर रहा होगा। अब ठीक है। Framing high time frame singular candle which is H4 aligned with daily, or even if you don't want but only H4 OHLC, then uh, profiling it on the intermediate time frame which would be on M15, you can say. Then framing lower time frame MMBM. I don't take these kind of entries, but just to experiment. Yes, I don't need to take these entries. Haha. So this long around here, if you would have gotten an optimized entry, would have been good. Yes, nice. Haha. This would have been my long for the day if I were to do anything. Almost. Yes, saved. And then, not too good of a price action, but I would have trailed my SL here. Why? Filing the next H1 candle, 11 am opens here, open, forms high resistance below. You can view this on the intermediate time frame as well. 11 am open, this being a retracement candle, retracement is the objective, opposing swing. You can use these. I am using profiling logic, that's why using this or this current unestablished low of the candle. Price forms high resistance below, forms established low on the intermediate time frame as well, displaces away from it. So I would have trailed my SL here at this point if I were in anything, and it would have gotten me my TP. Yes. And was it hit there? Nope. This low stayed protected. Nice. So this would have been my long for the day. I wouldn't have shorted. If I were to short, I would have taken that 9:30 around short on RTY. So, but let's have a look at YM or RTY as well. This was an SMT, so you could have, but ES was better. So I would prefer ES than RTY than YM because I don't have a logical reason to frame YM long higher. These unprotected highs got swept as well. Nice. Not randomly picking any draw. Logical reason should be there. Too long or short. So this short on ES, I had the logical reason. If I go back and tell you, let me go till 29. Yes. Now I can switch up to M30 and show you, or M15 as well. No established high over daily candle. Daily OLHC logic. Price formed an established high below low of the day, immediately rejecting this. So I could think either retracement back inside the range or either reversal. Meanwhile, using the daily OHLC logic, the 15-minute, or you could have used the 4 hour as well, being the intermediate time frame structure, or you could have used 1 hour as well, intermediate time frame structure. No established high, but established high below. So this unprotected high becomes the draw, right? You frame the next candles expanding towards the draw. This is what I did. 10 a.m. OLHC, 11 a.m. OLHC, where I trailed my stop because I know this candle should expand as well to the draw because the objective is not met. So this should be expansion as well after the reversal has been put in. Established low of the high time frame singular candle daily has been put in. So I wanna frame my positions away from it. Now profiling these H4, this 10 a.m. be view it as a singular H1 candle or singular H4 candle, profiling it on the time frames lower than these. Not that much clear of a structure on here, but it was in YM and RTY. Price form established low on 15 minute. You can see 15 minute open low, immediately displacing away. Nice. So expansion into this POI retracement, retracement subjective opposing swing. So moving away from it towards the extreme or main objective. Then 11 a.m. 11 a.m. opens here. This candle being a retracement candle because the objective is still open. Or if you were to use this these relevant swings as objective, these weren't even hit. So this move lower is a retracement and not a reversal. Retracement's objective being opposing swing. Fine. Aligning that info with phases of price info with OHLC logic, forming an established low below 11 a.m. H1 candle. Using the same logic for daily H4 on the H1. H1 being the high time frame, 15-minute being the intermediate time frame. H1 open 11 a.m. low. Intermediate time frame structure aligning. So that's why I trailed using low time frame MMBM logic. 10 a.m. H4 OHLC, smart money reversal. Uh, Intermediate term low type entry which I took. Low risk sell. I don't like these, so that's why I didn't trail. You can view this as first stage or second, whatever you want. I didn't like the structure in here, so I didn't use it. Why this low is marked and not this? This is the current low of the H4 candle, 10 minutes. You could have used this. Yes, totally valid. And price did sweep this, but I was trying to show established low forming below current low of the candle. So this recap of Monday makes a bit more sense after you people know the logic of OHLC my way, using intermediate time frames as well and low time frame as well. यार मैंने गलती करी वो अच्छे से समझा के मैं बोलूंगा, इतना डीप समझाना पड़ता है मेरे को, इतना छोटा सा रिकैप होता था मेरा। 1 घंटा लग गया, एक ही दिन हुआ है अभी सिर्फ मंडे। वी शुड डू इट क्विकर। So going on to the next day. नेक्स्ट डे ऐसे कहाँ जा रहा हूँ मैं, और ले। So a bit tricky of the day, but if you have the skill, then you can frame it. NQ being the weaker asset, I still do think it reaches there and maybe even have the day. Who knows? Yes, I didn't think it would reach in the same day, but I did think it would reach here at least. But that's why you long the stronger pair, you short the weaker pair. And RTY do looks good as well. Why? Obviously, being the strongest pair does reach so much higher. Nice. Small wick, so it could expand. I did forget. All other assets have large wick. That's why I was framing just around opening price, but I didn't see that YM had not so large wick to the downside, so it could expand. Anyways, nice. Moving on to the next day. Always starting from the daily chart. So this level was the relevant level being used to frame higher. Now RTY price did reach its objective, showing rejection off of there. So we could think either retracement, either reversal back inside the range. So if this move higher is a retracement, then this becomes the retracement objective to me. Talking about NQ, yes, same here. Object price reach its objective, showing rejection back inside the range. So I could frame this move higher as a reversal or retracement. So even if this move higher is a retracement, then previous day high or the daily internal level would be the minimum objective for me. Framing yes, vice versa here. वो ठीक है, मेरी ड्राइंग्स कहाँ चल जाती है 2-2 मिनट बाद. So previous day high being the objective, same logic on every pair. But I can immediately frame it away as well without the previous day high being hit. I won't tell it now. Only if it happens, I would give the logic. I can see one thing. Dun, 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 dun. This looks more of open low than open high. 6, 2, 3. Da, 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 da. 5. Okay. If I were to explain, nice, nice, nice. SMT at previous day high. Previous day high being the retracements objective. And why? Just seeing the Orly structure on ES, I told why I could frame immediately away from this high. But viewing it from the daily's perspective, this would have been the minimum draw, right? I could see this H1 internal level being hit and price rejecting it. If you could, and so if this move higher was a retracement, an internal level would have been the objective and price is rejecting it. So I could think of framing away from it, but the invalidation would have been price disrespecting the EQ of this week, which I can see price is respecting currently. And this SMT with previous day makes this idea much more valid. And now align the logic of profiling. You want to frame daily OHLC, profile the intermediate time frame, daily open high, established high here, sweeps a high, immediately comes back, right? So weaker pair uh, is ES to me. NQ is bit stronger, so I would use the EQ of previous day's range as well as an objective, because this low could still hold, and I could frame shorts this day. So this EQ of previous day's range would have been an objective to me. I would look to frame shorts till this level, not much below here, and using RTY YM now. No, YM. Same idea as for ES. YM hit an H1 internal level, rejecting this. So if price wants to move immediately away from this, retracement objective being met on the H1 or low H4, you can say, I would want this wick to be respected. I don't know if YM took high of the day or not. Previous day high, sorry. YM is currently respecting kind of this. We would need to have a look on RTY. This is an SMT on RTY. YM being the weaker pair. Even RTY didn't take previous day high. Nice. I can't think of a retracement objective in here on RTY. Let's switch up. Nope. Only if you were to use this new week opening gap, then it makes sense. But I don't use these as much. But if you want to, you can. This is not the new. This is new week opening gap. I don't use these as much, but okay. That's why I would prefer shorting ES clearly. Internal level price rejecting off of there, vice versa for YM. And this level was marked on my charts even on Tuesday. If anybody saw it, this was the SMT. Now I don't try to pick it here. YM could form open low, high close from there. If you see intermediate time frame structure, daily OLHC, if price wanted to go bullish, this would have been the best moment for it. Use opposing swings or use internal level as a moment, as a level for sponsoring this retracement lower. If this move was a retracement lower and previous day was a draw, this would have been the best moment. 6 a.m. open low, 7 a.m. 8 a.m. expanding towards this. So I would stay cautious. uh, with the advantage of hindsight, I do guess, or I don't know if that day, but to my knowledge that day went lower. I guess so, just based off ES knowledge, because I took a short till here in live. I took a short till here. This EQ of previous day's range, which I talked about. But if YM or any asset wanted to go higher, this would have been the perfect moment for it. Use intermediate time frames profiling for high time frame OLHC. If you are framing daily OLHC, right? Open low high close. Is intermediate time frame structure aligned? Kind of established high below daily opening price. It's a relevant key level, rejects it. So okay. But if this move back up, this rejection is a retracement from this, then we can frame lower. But if this move back up from this relevant level objective is reversal, only then you can frame till here. How would you confirm? By lower time frame. So 6 a.m. 15 minutes. Dun, dun, dun. This I was saying while I could take this, but I don't trust this high on NQ. Don't trust this high on NQ. Otherwise, I would have taken it on ES. I don't know why I do this sometimes. The asset which is looking too good to me, I don't trust it based on the other asset, but I'm okay. I still was able to frame with missing this entry, but because I do thought that this high would get swept on NQ, at least ES could have stayed protected this internal level. So I was thinking of directly executing on M15, but at the same time I was thinking if price wanted to make OLHC day open low, then this would have been the level. I don't exactly know if price wanted to go till EQ of previous day's range, but if price wanted to form an OLHC, this would have been enough. Price doesn't necessarily need to visit the EQ of previous day's range, right? So that's why I guess so I didn't take it. I was just using this closer as a framework then. I guess so this went till here, but I took a shot around here. When I see this level wasn't sponsoring a move higher, then it is sponsoring a move lower then. आज का दिन तो जल्दी हो जाएगा recap Tuesday. Dun, 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 dun. Same thing. I wasn't. This looks like a true breakout below this, but I don't know why I wasn't trusting this a bit because I wasn't trusting this high on NQ as well, and RTY wasn't aligning at that time. I guess so. Yes, low of the day. Let's mark it up. Now it did align, but I wasn't trusting this at all. Even though this could have worked, true breakout below this, you could have used this as a structure to then frame next candles towards here at least. Low time frame of these candles 7:15, 7:30, but I am okay. I want to frame ES or RTY. Why am I on the M5 from then? 7 a.m. OHLC looks too nice. Open high. What about RTY? Not too good. Dun, 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 dun. Low of the day plus EQ of previous day's range. EQ of previous day's range. Can't trust this 7 a.m. high on ES. Still can't trust. F5. This closure looks good, but this low of the day could sponsor a move higher daily OLHC if it wanted to go higher. So I was okay missing this. And then this low of the day got hit eventually. What about these? This was the low of the day. 8 a.m. Hmm, this looked good. So price hit an objective, moved kind of back. So you could frame this move higher as a retracement. Retracement's objective being opposing swings. Price hits this opposing swing. If comes back immediately, then this move higher is a retracement. I would need to have a look at my position. Where did I take? What did I take? What date? 1 April. 1 April. We got April Fooled. Okay, I did that long on NQ first, then short on ES. Okay, NQ was kind of bullish to me because I wasn't trusting this high. That's why longing till here. Okay, nice. Then long 10 a.m. Okay, short, sorry, short 10 a.m. Uh, I guess so. I used this opposing candle to enter long on NQ because ES did hit the low of the day. NQ formed SMT there. If I show you this structure on M15, if this move lower is a retracement, then opposing swings as an objective price rejecting it while having SMT with current low of the day. So established low below daily opening price. So you can think daily यार ये weekly कहाँ से आ जाता है? You can think daily OLHC, right? Open low, 70 with current low of the day, previous day's EQ still being respected, ES being the weaker asset, sweeps current low of the day, forms SMT there, rejects it. So you can think higher, right? Dun, 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 dun. So if we'll have a look at H1 price forming SMT there, ES hitting the low of the day. Same thing I talked about YM here, that if price wanted to go higher off of this, it could surely go. So even if this move higher off of this, reaching this objective is a retracement, we can think of framing it to here just based off Orly structure, right? Yes, and NQ same here. This high is, yes, this high is just above this Orly IRL or Orly retracement level. But as NQ was stronger, so I preferred NQ, and I guess so. I was about to enter on this smart money reversal, low risk buy, but I instead used this as a framework, then as a means of entry. EQ of this opposing candle being respected. So I was thinking 8 a.m. is about to open. Why not use 8 a.m. OLHC to my advantage if price wanted to go higher? If it gives me OLHC type structure and respects this EQ of these opposing candles, then my idea would be validated even more. So instead of longing here, I could have done that. Uh, I waited for more structure to align. I don't trust this low. You could if you went on to M1. I don't. price comes back, respects EQ of this. I don't enter around there. My entry was a bit better. Uh, Long 19365, 19365.5, 365.5. Here a bit lower than here. Two are there just above this high, so I am okay taking it. Daily OLHC type logic. If you use the 30-minute structure, you can clearly see it. 30-minute profiling for the daily. Can you see it now? Daily OHLC logic. Price rejecting this. So you can frame next candle higher, open low high close, right? This way. This doesn't go, the next one goes, right? And the next one goes and hits this. Not too good, but yes, it does go. Move lower as a retracement, SMT there, rejecting this. So I'm thinking MMXM logic kind of established high below daily opening price. So SMR then intermediate term low in the daily range, 30-minute M59. So I'm participating in here on the low time frames. So my entry was based off this closure. I could have taken a limit, but I did execute around there. Market order 65.5 around there. I could have entered limit order there. Use these opposing candles as a flavor. Smart money reversal, low risk buy, first stage entry aligned with 8 am open low high close logic. 8 am open low into relevant POI, rejects it, forms opposing candle. That is a framework for entry to me. Now it gives a bit of drawdown to me, but my SL stayed protected, so I was still in the position. This low was my SL and it wasn't hit. If the SL is hit, this tool shows dark color, but it stayed protected, so I was still in the position. And then 830. Only if price has swept this low, then I could think of trailing, because I can or cannot trust these lows, but I can trust these after price displaces away from it. Let's have a look at ES. Even ES didn't form an established low below 830, just displacing away from it. So personal preference, I don't think I trailed. So but when 9 a.m. opened higher, then I was thinking that if the EQ of these candles gets violated, then I would manually get out. Almost the objective is hit. Then I I don't remember if I took a partial there or not. This was a partial point to me at least. The 930, and same way I am not trusting, the same way I wasn't trusting the 830 low, same way I wasn't trusting the 9 am low, no established low below this. So I was expecting 930 or 915 to come lower, form an established low, then go higher. Then 930 comes, does not close below these EQ, even though it rejects, sweeps these. So that's why I wasn't trusting this. No established low below here, forms an established low, and then gives me my TP, and I was framing it to the high of the day, but most of my position was out around there or 2 hour, and the rest got trailed around break even. This was my first long on Tuesday. Now, how did I frame shorts thereafter? This was my first position. 9:30 is okay. This was M5. Nice. Establish low below current low of the candle. 9 a.m. open low. Then moving away. H1, right? This being the objective if this move higher is a retracement. And that's why I wasn't trusting this high as much, even if I wanted to short. Now having a look at ES 9:30 here. M15 structure. Let us clear it a bit. M15. I'm sorry, I totally forgot about these two boys. Mm, so I did take this long on NQ. Makes sense as I would have been stopped out on RTY, but NQ structure was much more appealing to me. That's why I took it there. But if you were to long this 9 a.m. open low close here looked good, but I wasn't looking at RTY, I guess so. And 9:30 just drops. We will have a look at this as well. YM, this being the retracement objective, 8:30 having an established low below it would be better on N5. Yes, not too good, but can use this as an entry or refining it to M3. Can use this as a terms of entry. 2R, I don't think gets hit. Yes, nope. So NQ was the best asset if you were to long, which I did. Haha. Now back to M15 structure. I wasn't trusting this high as much, but if you were to trust, could have used this framework to frame it till here. Now price hits an objective low of the day. I can think both ways. Daily open low into POI, immediate move back inside. So daily was OLHC, but expansion into an objective. This move back up could be reversal or retracement. If this move back up is a retracement, and this opposing swing or this internal level makes it go lower. What about RTY sync? क्या हाल है? Not too good of a structure. Bad, bad, bad. So I would have preferred a high over run over this high, but I do guess this high stayed like equal highs. That's why I didn't try to frame shorts even there. Now this opposing swing is an internal objective on H1, but not too nice on M15. So that's why this high, this move lower being retracement opposing objective 9:30 goes higher, takes this. So if it wants to go lower now, retracement objective opposing swing has been hit. Price rejects that, so you can frame lower. But framing lower the weaker asset, you can clearly see which asset is going lower and which is not. Yes, right. Yes, going lower. NQ not going lower, bit of a stronger. So that's why I took a short on 9:45 or 10, targeting current low of the day or EQ of previous day's range. Yes, around here, because now I am thinking open high, daily candles open high, established high, SMT with previous day high, immediate displacement away from it, reaches an objective, new phase of price, either retracement, either reversal. If this is a retracement, opposing swing, high is being rejected, so this move looks like a retracement. ES being the best asset around 9:30. Let's watch 9:30 there. It just melts, so I have no clear objective now to frame on RTY. So ES was the better asset 9:30. But what YM? Yes, it does the same. Expansion into an objectives, opposing swing as a tracement objective. So not much of a clear. If you wanna use, you can use these, but I have not much of conviction using these. ES was the best asset I would say. Using the same logic here, EQ of previous day's range again. So EQ being hit and price kind of respecting, kind of not. So not so much trusting these assets. I am thinking I could rather avoid the day or participate in ES still low of the day. NQ being still bullish. 945 over Chelsea or something like that. Yes, clearly rejecting this high, but 9430's closer even confirms this more, right? And these highs have an SMT. Nice. NQ sweeps this high. ES does not. Using this logic on the M1. So 930 open low, no established high, price comes back, forms an established high over 930's opening price, moves lower. This close below here, not too good, too much of a range for the stop loss and not too good of a risk reward till here. And this was the EQ of previous day's range and not a relevant swing. This was the low of the day. So I am okay not taking this, but just using this as a framework. This candle being kind of an retracement candle, retracement objective being met. Smart money reversal, you can see this as low risk sell, intermediate term high or first stage NQ. Smart money reversal, low risk sell, intermediate term high. So 945 should immediately displace lower if the bias is bearish, and it doesn't, but this high is still kind of protected. Now it is not, but still 945 Trishana. EQ of this range kind of being respected. Now if 945 immediately goes lower, this would be the case if you wanted to frame on NQ, but NQ is stronger, would rather prefer ES. This high is 941. This is an SMT on ES. Gets violated. So I wasn't in a position till then. Was wanting 10 a.m. I guess so. And इन्होंने तो सारा स्ट्रक्चर ही बुला दिया यार मेरे को. कब लिया था मैंने शॉट? I did short 10 a.m. I need to see the structure once again. Okay, nice. M15 relevant swing. Nice, nice, nice. This relevant swing price formed a failure swing here. You could have trusted this, but as you clearly saw, 945 didn't align with my expectation. Yes, if I were to frame any day, could I frame it from here? Yes, each and every day. But did 945 align with my expectation? I was wanting 945 to open high, respect the EQ of this range. It was respecting till this candle, right? and so I wanted it to immediately move lower, but guess what, it didn't. So did I take an entry? No, that's why my invalidations got hit. So I would rather stay at zero than like force entries for no reason, no structure confirmation for me. That's why I didn't take an entry, and that's how my model protects me when I am wrong. It doesn't give me any entry. My bias was wrong, trusting this high, but my model didn't give me an entry in 9:45. I was wondering why didn't I take any 9:45 entry. Only now I got to know why did I take 10 a.m. entry. Okay, so then this not being the relevant level, this being the relevant level, this being the failure swing to it, price hits this internal level. Now is it okay to move 10 a.m. lower away from it? Yes, 9:45 hits the relevant level. 10 a.m. idly respects this wick and moves lower if it wants to. What about other assets? NQ, yes, vice versa here. It's this internal level, kind of forms rejection, but NQ still being the stronger asset. So what about RTY YM? Kind of retracement back inside range. If this I want to stay protected and this move higher is a retracement, wick of this 0.5 of this wick should be respected. Wick of this 0.5 of this wick should be respected, and 10 m should move lower without taking out this high. But if the zero point 0.5 gets disrespected, this high gets taken. What about RTY? Vice versa thought process here. If it wants to go lower without taking 9:45's high, it would need to respect 0.5 of this wick, and I can sense a true breakout below low of the day. Price coming higher, rejecting it, and moving away lower. So this high could stay protected as YM. RTY is much weaker, but if it wants to sweep out this high, YM is a bit stronger. So it could sweep out this high in YM and not sweep it in RTY, RTY being the weaker asset. So if you were to frame shorts, uh, you could frame shorts on RTY and ES. That's, that was the EQ of this injection candle. If you can see the true breakout kind of structure, price coming back inside, immediately moving away, right? So EQ of these opposing candles should be respected as well if 10M wants to go lower. So I would use these as a framework rather than as a means of entry. I would align the next high time frame candle with my expectation OHLC. 10M opens, immediately goes lower. You can use this, but I'm not able to completely trust this closure. What about YM? YM has already previously closed. Let us use see if this high was supported, backed by, not backed. So I'm okay missing these assets. What about ESNNQ? 10 a.m. So the EQ of this range, यार इस पे डेली कैंडल ही गैप हो जाती है. 6 इंडिकेटर से एक गैप हो गया. अभी हुआ, अभी पता था मेरे को. 6 से, ठीक है. रिफ्रेश नहीं, इसको डिलीट करके इसको डुप्लीकेट करके डालूंगा. ठीक है, अभी कर लेता हूँ. मैं जाऊँगा भूल. ठीक है. So I would need to see EQ of this wick being respected if 10M wants to go lower. This high kind of being backed by EQ of previous candle range. So you could use this closure directly to frame an entry, but I didn't think I framed this. I instead use this as a framework. Yes, because no established high, right? No established high over current high of the candle. This is new H4 candles opening. No established high to me, but I do trade away from unestablished high as well. But my condition is I want to see displacement away from them. So price displaces away, comes back, forms this closure. This was a fair value gap in NQ. eh, this was a fair value gap in some of the asset. I don't remember which asset. It was in anyone. I don't exactly. This was a 2 minute fair value gap on any asset, I guess so. NGOES. I don't exactly remember. It was something in here in any of the asset at least. But if framing this as EQ of these candles being respected, price forming SMT with this at 10-1 and ES being clearly weaker, SMT here, kind of continuation entry. This is the first time I did use opposing candles without a relevant POI, but this SMT did the job for me, trusting these opposing candles as a means of continuation entry. So I did take this, I guess so. Yes, my entry was a bit better. 627.75 limit order it was, I guess so. I am on MES, bro. Nice. 627.75. I guess so. It was a limit order around here. Then I did take partial around low of the day, I guess, and then trail my stop till there. And the EQ of previous day's range being an objective, when price hit this, I should have gotten out, but I instead of getting out, I was thinking, okay, if EQ of this opposing candle stays respected or gets violated, I will manually get out, and my stop was here at that time. But the next candle well invalidates this and makes me go out. So rather than being out at the EQ of this range, I got trailed out here. So it was kind of 627 points coming. Stop there, this position. So these were my two positions. One on NQ long around 9:30, around 8 a.m. This long till there, which not till there, till here. Entering around 8 a.m. open low, SL there, then partial 70-80% off there, then rest at break even. I was targeting high of the day, thinking OLHC day. So that was for the day. Then what about these? EQ, this was the EQ of previous day's range, yes. So this would have been the logical target, you can say, kind of true breakout below them. So that's why I trailed here on ES, but came back and swept me on ES in there. So fine for me, and just randomly. Oh, nice. I did miss a long that day. I was editing my brother's video, which he just screen recording, which he just made out of this shot. So that's why I did miss my long. EQ of previous days being EQ of previous days range being respected. So framing it higher. 10 a.m. open now high close. So I did miss this. I do remember now. Clearly EQ of previous days range being respected. Kind of established low below 10 a.m. opening price. If you were not able to trust it here, now better. Yes, 10 a.m. open low relevant POI EQ of previous days range being respected. Price immediately moves away. So you can think 10 a.m. open low high. What becomes the draw? Previous day high or current high of the day, right? I did miss this. I just missed it by few minutes, 3 4 minutes, I guess. When I came back on the charts, the entry has gone away like 3 4 1 minute candles away from me. And YM had a good structure at that time. EQ of previous days range, kind of you can say being respected, but ES was good, I guess. High of the day could be an objective or this high. What about Y? RTY? The weakest of them all, so I would rather prefer NQ and ES. Yes, NQ being stronger, rejecting this low. So you can think of daily open low high close. I am not able to pull up 15. हाँ, मार भी चलनी है उनको. Just view this as daily candle open low into relevant POI, and one thing, price does reject that as well. Clearly rejects that, displaces away from it. So you can think daily open low into relevant POI, previous days EQ being respected, price staying above that. So align that info with an singular H4 candle as well. Open low into relevant key level, immediately displaces away from it. So established high of the current day, established high of the current H4 candle. So you can frame entries away from it till where? High of the day, right? So framing the next M15 candle 10 a.m. 10:45, going on to the low time frame. High of the day and previous day high being an objective. Mm, mm, mm. And 10 a.m. for 10:45 OLHC too good. Same structure here. Established high below current candles opening, open low and close above here. Immediate displacement away from it. So the best entry partials around high of the day or 2 hours and full target previous day high. The best entry. The best test, and there you would have gotten full TP. The best test entry, I would say, for the day, because you had the risk reward in your favor and clear objectives as well, aligned with daily and H4 OLHC clearly. How you would frame this in terms of MMBM, smart money reversal, low risk buy or intermediate term low, you can say first stage intermediate term low entry while being aligned with OLHC. MMBM aligned with OLHC logic using phases of price delivery. That's my model. And you would have seen me, I many times say you don't need to frame entries here. You can frame entries in here even though if the objective is there, right? Because at that time the curve or the MMSM, if which side of price is going towards which side price is going to, either buy side or sell side. You don't need to desperately frame entries in there. Rather, you can use these as a framework to then frame entries in there till here. That is the most high probable way, but people think I have missed most of the move, so I can't do anything. But that is the most high probable way if you want high accuracy. See where my entry is in the range. Most of the move was done, but I was instead using that. यार पीछे हो ना. I was instead using this much move to my advantage, using this as a framework, making my idea more obvious, more valid, then framing entries to the objective. How much are uh, how much are 2.9, almost 3, doesn't matter. This much, this is much of an high probable entry. Makes sense, you people. UDY has seen me the most taking entries almost when price has reached its objective. I then use this much displacement towards an objective as a good framework, showing me willingness to go towards an objective. हेलो. हाँ जी. काम कर रहा हूँ. कहाँ पे? टुनू. टुनू नहीं है. उसको करो, मैं काम कर रहा हूँ कुछ यार. और ये अभी 2 ही दिन हुए हैं भाई, ये क्या चक्कर है? वीकली क्या बड़ा लंबा चल जाएगा? I did miss this, but no problem. Going on to the next day. यूडी भाई यार, ये दो एसेट इकट्ठे करना थोड़ा भारी पड़ता है. Now can you see the structure on the H1 intermediate time frame? You can see, right? Can you see on the H1 daily open low, high close towards previous day high, right? Previous day's EQ being respected, which would have been the kind of invalidation. EQ of previous day is being respected, previous day's range. So open low, high close daily candle, established high below current opening price, current day's opening price. You then frame away from it. I did frame shorts towards here as well, using established high towards the objective. Now it reached its objective, then framing long using established low, all by using OHLC logic using intermediate time frame profiling. So the yesterday's session was a good one, I guess. Dun, 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 dun. Now NQ भाई क्या हाल है? NQ was the stronger asset. Yes, why RTY? Let's watch 10:45 in these as well. These equalize would have been an objective. Then this max. I would. I don't think it goes till high of the day. It can if it wants to, but I would prefer to take my 90 or 100% position off around these objectives. What about wine? Wine is kind of stronger asset, so I can frame towards high of the day. This level as a partial point, relevant opposing swing. Okay. Not too good of an entry in here. What about RTY? You would need to use M3. Yes, it just goes without you. So ES was the best pick. Yes, indeed. So I am okay then. Dun, and yes, RTY YM goes too high of the day. What about RTY? Almost there. Yeah. So going on to the next day. Not too good of a price action on this. You would need to use EQ of this range. Yes, EQ of previous day's range being respected, price displacing away from it. Current low of the candle, intermediate time frame profiling, daily open low, price immediately rejecting off. You can frame the next high time frame candle towards these objective and it hits nice. I just saw the early framework. So you after seeing this RTY and ES were the two best longs, but low time frame structure only aligned for ES. Rejection off of this low. Smart money reversal. Intermediate term low type of an entry. Price rejects this. Intermediate time frame profiling. Open low. Rejects a low. Immediately comes back. Respects the EQ of previous day's range. Immediately displaces back inside the range. You then frame the next candles open low high close towards the objective. Relevant swing. Nice. What about fine? I have an idea for the speedy recap for the next 3 days. I would uh, play the candles first, then recap because when I'm going into the previous week's days, I don't exactly remember what happened what day. It's sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. EQ of previous day's range being respected, price displaces away from it. You then frame next candles towards the objective. This high of the day or even this high, previous day high or daily internal level. Mhm. So, so, so the day ends. Now framing Wednesday onto the daily chart again. I can frame it to the both sides. Let's see what the day has for us. ES and NQ. What about NQ? Established low below low of the day. Intermediate time frame profiling. Price respecting the EQ of previous day's range. Can you still hear? Can you still hear? Open low. Established low below low of the day. Immediate displacement away from it on on the lower time frames. So you could have framed till here, but longing ES till previous day high looked better to me till here. Established high below low of the day. Can use this. Can use this. EQ of previous day's range being respected. So framing till the unprotected highs here. So I just did that. Now Wednesday onto the daily chart again. Just give me a second. बदतमीज बदतमीज सिंह मारे चलनी है. Okay, framing again from the daily chart. So next day I can think Monday reversal, Tuesday continuation, either Wednesday continuation higher. If Wednesday wants to continue higher, what would be the things I would use? Now I am seeing price reversing off of this swing, so framing expansion away from it. Open low high close candles, open low high close candles. Same idea again because this day respects this idea. So I am thinking that is the most probable scenario. But if not that, then this move higher not being a reversal, then this move higher being retracement, this internal level being the retracement objective. So Wednesday could reverse to the downside as the daily candle is rejecting off of this internal level. So I can think of Wednesday OHLC candle as well. The intermediate time frame profiling would help me in that. So where can I think of Wednesday's high forming? Either respecting this EQ of this day's wick or off of previous day's high. Two scenarios. If it respects this wick, then goes lower from that. If it disrespects, then needs to sweep previous day high to go lower. Two scenarios for bearish and one scenario if it wanna stay bullish, I would need it to respect this point 5 of previous day's range. And NQ, same idea. If this move back up is a reversal, then I want a long, and if I want a long, I want to see EQ of previous day's range being respected, right? And if I want a short, I am seeing this move higher back as a retracement level being this internal level. So I would require previous day high being swept to then frame Wednesday lower. So I can frame Wednesday to both sides. Intermediate time frame profiling would help me. And RTY RTY looked the most weak. If price wanted to go lower, RTY would have been the best asset as it is rejecting off of this internal level. So if this move back up was a retracement, which it did look to me, because this is much of a displacement, this is less displacement back inside, so more of a retracement. But if it wants to go higher off of this level, it could go, but it would need to respect EQ of previous day's range. And now I am thinking this is Batmizi. So I would require this level to be hit, as if this move higher is a retracement from here, then the internal level being the retracement objective. So and being the level for Wednesday reversal to the downside if it wants to frame lower on Wednesday. If it wants to go higher, it can either sweep this low or respect this lower wick of Tuesday's range. Thinking bullish, so Monday reversal, relevant swing. Tuesday looks like a retracement to me. So if the retracement objective, which looks like it is most likely met on the lower time frame, if the retracement objective is met, I would require it to respect EQ of this previous day's range to then go higher off of here. But if bearish, I would need it to sweep this to then go lower. So I have an expectation set. What I will do first is play the daily candle on the hourly chart first, then revisit those hourly candles in lower time frame. That would save us save us much time. Okay, let's go playing it first. Now this here looked I will play it first. This here looked like, as I said, previous day high being swept into internal level. So could be Wednesday reversal to the downside. This move higher being retracement, Wednesday OHLC, and price displacing away from that high of the day. So you can frame to the opposing side these opposing levels, and we got a mark EQ of previous day's range as well. Yes. I give previous day's range. Nice. Let's go. So if I wanted to long, this would have been the objective where I would long to. But I want if I want to short, YM isn't the best asset because I don't want to frame away from these highs. I can't trust these failure swings. I would rather long into these than short. So if I want to short, I would rather this tab is for ES and NQ. I would rather short ES or NQ because these swept previous day high from where I could logically think lower. Wednesday reversal, Wednesday OHLC from daily internal level. This move back up being a retracement. At this moment, uh, I was already thinking I could frame to this low 7 a.m. 8 a.m. goes there. I don't think if I took anything till there, UDY took something till there, I guess so. UDY, if you took Wednesday, I gotta watch my position. Wednesday is 2 April. 2 April, gold, NQ. Okay, I didn't short, I did long instead. Okay, I chose the weaker pair. I do remember now. I will talk about that. I took SL on NQ, half risk SL on NQ longing. I will talk about it. Did you take a shot till there? I guess so you did. Yes, but only RTY reaches hidden trail. So okay, kind of partial win you are saying. So RTY being the weakest asset and the retracement objective. If this move higher is a retracement is already met. So if price wants to go lower, it would need to respect the EQ of this wick, which is here. So then we can frame lower till these lows here and previous day low. RTY being the best asset just based off previous day's framework. Too short. Clearly you can see the rejection, right? And the internal level relevant opposing swing retracement objective being met the previous day. RTY coming respecting the EQ of previous day's range. Daily open high, move away. So you can think of shorting it. Now where could you have taken a shot? 6 a.m. OHLC still here and previous day low. Now we can have a look. Not too good of a structure to me. Having a look at why at the same time this low resting around EQ of previous day's range could have been an objective. 7 a.m. sweeps this high. 7 a.m. over Chelsea. RTY didn't. This is an SMT, but I would rather wait for 8 a.m. to see if it displaces away. It did displace, so Let me see if I could frame anything on 8 a.m. Lower 7:30 or 7 a.m. This I could stay protected, but let's watch out for 8 a.m. No entry for me. This looks like a true breakout on the low time frames. Kind of 8:15 over Chelsea, but not something I would trust. Looks like a true breakout below this relevant swing to next relevant swing being the previous day low. 8:30 comes open high. I would prefer having a run over this high at least if it wants to go much lower than that. Yes. Now RTY YM at the same time. This was an internal level in YM. Almost 9 a.m. So on the M15, I don't completely trust this high, so this could get swept, can stay protected, not backed by any level, any internal level. This same scenario, this could get swept 9 a.m. over Chelsea, displacing less below this swing, so could frame it here, maybe here, but RTY being the weaker asset, so previous day low being the objective. Daily OHLC type thing. Now going on to the 9 a.m. You can trust this here. Forms an established high and respect the EQ of this wick. Forms an established high above current candle's opening price using the same profiling logic always. 9 a.m. open high immediately moves away. You could have used this closer to frame and short till previous day low. A good shot, I would say. Yes, almost full 2 hours. And I would have trailed after this closure or this closure. I would have trailed here. Why? 9:15. Pishoda. 9:15 open high and established high moves away like this. Open. Yeah, nice. Not open. Forms established high moves away. Open. Forms established high moves away. So this would be an established high while being aligned with high time frame over Chelsea. 9:15 open high. So good shot, but I didn't take this. I wasn't looking at this, I guess so. Now the other assets. This was an SMT as well. Nice. That was much better now. This was even more probable than established high over 9 a.m. aligned with SMT with this previous candle. More high probable. Smart money reversal, intermediate term high or low risk sell type and entry. Nice. Going back to the M15 RTY. Previous day low being hit. Now ESN NQ 15 minute. This being the relevant swing resting around EQ of previous day's range. Why am I not able to pull up? I would need to कोई settings है ना याद यार. Okay, I can make this work. Days hours as well. And minutes as well. Minutes and hours I have to turn off. Okay. Nope. Let's set it back as it was. Just give me a second. Save as default and reload. Just don't cancel my replay. Nice, but means you are. Now we were on Wednesday, yes. 15 minutes in here. Yes, we can see the daily candle now. Daily candle open high, displacing away from it, so you can trust it a bit. Now 6 a.m. Not an established high, but price displacing away from it clearly, so you can think of trading away from this unestablished H4's high as well. And Q at the same time. Not too good, but 8 a.m. or HLC to these swings you can think. What about these? We'll see if EQ of previous days range holds, then rather long than short. Say 8 a.m. directly displaces through, so a relevant level hit, so rather not pick anything expansion into an objective, so not looking for immediate expansion in the same direction, but this makes me think kind of true breakout, but I would stay cautious of this low. 9 a.m. open lower, 8:30 sold. Hmm. Established high over 9 a.m. Yes, RTY was the best shot, best test. So I don't like this structure as much here, and 9:30 immediately moving higher. I can't frame anything immediately, but when 9:30 goes this much higher, okay, now I can think what is I would need to go on M15. Price immediately displacing, kind of open low high close type thing. Open low, established high below here, immediate displacement away, right? What about NQ? Same thing, expansion into an objective, expansion into retracement to expansion. This looks like a reversal to me. Too much expansion back inside the range, so I would rather try to frame till current high of the day. Then why daily OLHC logic and see H4 open low, established low, move away. I would not try to pick it here on the low time frames. I would rather use this as a framework to then frame it higher. One thing I did wrong, I did frame long entry in there, but I did chose the wrong asset. I was wanting to long on ES, but I accidentally longed NQ and got stopped out or break even. I did half risk long. The same entry worked on ES, same entry till high of the day. So I was using this as a framework and not a means of entry. Now RTY after taking previous day's lows, price immediately moves away. RTY found SMT there, YM didn't reach there, so YM being the strongest pair. So two best long would have been YM long and ES long. RTY being a bit weaker, so high of the day being an objective as large wick for the day. And YM we had a clear objective if few people remember these failure swings, right? So this being an objective on YM plus YM being stronger. SMT with previous days low. And two stage SMT I will say. SMT here as well. Would rather mark it like this. SMT on these lows as well as SMT here. Watch these lows and this low. So YM being the best asset too long using 930 immediately displacing away in our direction as a means of framework to then frame till this objective. Not picking this as my objective until price shows me displacement aligned with high time frame profile. Daily open low, immediate displacement away after hitting key level. I don't know if this is the key level that is gonna sponsor the move higher, but only after seeing the displacement away from it, then I can think. So okay, now I can think of framing 9:45 or 10 a.m. H4 OHLC higher. 9:45. I don't trust it that much, but if we have a look on the H4, this looks like a good structure to long, at least on YM. Intermediate time frame profiling. Yes. Daily open low H4 SMT here. This as an objective. Nice. Now same thing on NQ and ES as well. Not too good of a structure, but okay. I was preferring to see this CQ of this opposing candle being respected, which was being respected, so framing till high of the day. Because this low was kind of backed on the early, and yes, in this opposing candle being respected, kind of, yes, it was being respected PQ of this opposing candle, so could still frame it higher to the high of the day. So 10 a.m. OHLC from there, so we have an expectation for singular higher time frame candle, which is H4 candle. So using intermediate time frame profiling again, H4 higher time frame candle, so we'd use H1 M30 M15 time frames lower than that. Now 10 a.m. hits the key level, internal level sweeps out this, so you can think of 10 a.m. open low high close from an relevant key level, right? So that's what I thought, but I framed the weaker asset. 10 a.m. open low into key level. Just a second. खांसी हो रही बहुत भयंकर. I forgot to turn on the mic in the recording. और अब मेरा mic गया हिल. हर हर रिकैप में हो ही जाता है कि एक टाइम पे मैं ऑफ कर देता हूँ वो माइक और भूल जाता हूँ. So two positions in this day, one on RTY, long shorting till previous days though, because RTY had better structure. Too short till here. This hitting the previous day, hitting the relevant internal level. So previous day being retracement, next day being expansion to the objective, open high, move away. So 9 a.m. OHLC established high kind of short there, price displacing away from it. So high of the day being an objective, but YM and ES being the better pair. So that's why longing either YM, either ES. So going on to the next day, and this day was kind of blood bath type. Sorry, the last hour of this day. मैंने ऑन करा है, ऑन करा है, यस. अब मेरा नेट काहे नहीं चल रहा. So the last hour of this day had a Trump news. So nice. Yes. So going on to the daily chart again, but this time daily chart look much better. I can think now. Price expanding into an objective. This move back up was a retracement as clearly respecting the internal level, and Wednesday's closure confirming the weekly profile as Wednesday reversal to me. So expansion into an objective. This move back up as retracement. Price again starts to displace away from the internal level, respecting the retracement objective. So retracement into expansion now. Wednesday reversal. So you would then look to frame shorts on Thursday. Wednesday reversal, Thursday continuation. This being an objective, and I framed an objective from the daily. I would look at it. Price had displaced around there that time, so I guess so. I framed till here. I guess. Let's see. Not there. Then till where? Mm, don't exactly remember. Could be an objective on other assets. Not even here. Then what? Then where? Dun, 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 dun. Now price rejecting this relevant swing. So internal level being respected, you could then look to frame Thursday continuation lower, but why being the strongest of all, so you would rather prefer RTY, right? RTY was the weakest of all, so I am not able to look for an objective. I guess so. I used intraday profile for targets. Dun, 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 dun. So let's get it done. Expansion into an objective, retracement back up there. Price respects internal level, starts displacing away from it. So you can think Wednesday reversal, displacing away from retracement objectives. So Thursday continuation. Okay, Thursday's profile, either OHLC or OLHC. You would wanna see OHLC. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. So price comes, makes an established high kind of above current high of the day, then starts to displace lower. I wanted to first uh, play the price action, then talk about the move. Yes, this was the plan. Okay, nice. I did short YM, I guess here. What about NQ? Okay, nice. I did short ES, I guess, or NQ because I am wanting to frame Thursday OHLC, right? Thursday opens on established high over current high of the day, over daily opening price, right? Intermediate time frame profiling for high time frame. If you were to use H4, open high, established high, immediately moves away. So looking to frame till low of the day, right? This was the unestablished low of the day. So 9 a.m. comes back. So I would rather frame this as a retracement than reversal because the objective is still open. I would need to look at my position. वॉइस लो नहीं है मेरा गला खराब हो गया बैठ गया डेली हो चलती 10 a.m. Okay, I did frame it on 10 a.m. Just a second. Dun 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 dun. Okay, going into the lower time frames. Yes, yes, also had this objective pending. This was an SMT. This so more better. I don't know which asset did I frame, but it would be either one of NQ or ES. So 30-minute structure, London reversal, New York continuation. You could have framed shorts in this 8:30 candle. How? 6 a.m. candles profiling. 6 a.m. open, formed an established high there. 6 a.m. open low, but no established high, open high, established high there. 6 a.m. open high. Displaces away, so you could have framed 8:30 or 8 a.m. Let's have a look. Yes, you could have framed it there, either directly on M15, but too much of a stop loss range. That's why maybe not. But if not, yes, I do remember. I wasn't even on charts at this time. I came around here, so that's why I didn't took it. But there was a good position in this candle after an established high of the H4 candle, which is already displacing towards a clear objective. The daily candles OHLC is already clear to you. Daily candle open high, established high, displacement away from it, right? Seeing this, so this candle should ideally expand towards the objective low of the day, right? So you already have a draw. Now you just wanna uh, confirm the profile. Open, establish high, immediate displacement away. So you could trust this high. So you can frame this candle, right? 8:30. So open high, forming established high there. Equalize on NQ. What about ES? You can trust it a bit, forming established high over current candles are displacing away from it, so too good of an entry till low of the day. There is low of the day here. Okay, obviously partials around there more than 2.67 are, and if we use standard deviations, so some of around there 4.67 hour, and the final objective would have been the low of the day, which would not have been hit, and this 4 standard deviations partial around 4.6 hour would have been hit, and you would have gotten trailed out. And where would my trailing stop would have been? At this high, backed by, yes, why this high? 845 open high, established high over 845 OHLC. 845 open high, immediate displacement away. This would have been my trailing stop. So I would have gotten trail there, not currently, but soon. If this was an SMT, I would have trailed it here. Nope, this wasn't. So, but you can think that this candle is a retracement candle. Clearly takes out a retracement objective, expanding away from it. 915 open high moves away. So maybe you can trail it here, maybe not. And you would have gotten trailed out if your stop was here, or if there. Both would have gotten trailed out. More than enough, but I wasn't at charts. I came around here, so I am in no urgency to frame immediate entries. This looked good. 9 a.m. open, forming an established high, but didn't close below here. So I was thinking that it didn't close below there, because otherwise nothing would have been left for me to frame till here. So now this move higher, I would frame this as a retracement as well. Why? The objective is still open. So if this move higher I am framing as retracement, either retracement objective has internal level, either opposing swing, but it clearly not respects the internal level, so goes for opposing swing. I still have the same idea. Now it is 9:30, so I can either look to frame 9:45 expansion away, 6 a.m. open high, establish high over it. I can look to frame away from it towards the objective, or 10 a.m. I did take an 10 a.m. entry, I guess. So yes, I don't remember exactly. Not much of a good structure. I mean, you can take this, but risk reward isn't in your favor. And the stop loss on ES 20 points. Never, never, never. And NQ wasn't aligning, obviously. So almost 10 a.m. NQ took out this high as well as ES. So ES displacing much away from here, so makes me think ES. Which asset did I pick? Voice is low, but means I did pick NQ. Okay, nice. Dun, 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 dun. I did frame 10:30. Nice. Um, 10, almost 10. So price displaces away from there. So previous H4 EQ should be respected if price wants to move away. This 945 size should stay respected. So 10 a.m. to the objective, low of the day. But I didn't frame 10 a.m. immediately because I just didn't like it. You could have used this entry, but I wasn't trusting this as much. Yes, kind of good, but Could have worked as well, but I wasn't trusting 10 a.m. this high because not much of a displacement away from it, unestablished high. So I would rather want to see displacement away from it, price displaces away from it, then I want to see continuation entry. I was desperately wanting to not close below here, and didn't close below here, and then I was wanting run over this high, and price does boom boom, and it forms a run over here, but I didn't frame this candle. I guess I framed I framed 10:30. Okay, nice. 10:30 open, 10:15. Okay, I just wanted to see 10 a.m. expansion away from it. This could have been an entry if you wanted to take. I didn't take it because I wasn't convinced just based on the M15 structure that 10 a.m. should immediately move away. Before 10 a.m., price wasn't even moving much away from it. So I was thinking it could form bullish as well if it wants to. I was preferring bearish, but NQ wasn't showing me any displacement on the M15. So maybe that was the reason. I don't exactly remember. And now I did take entry on 10:30. This 10:15 being a retracement candle, you could use this as a retracement objective, and this was being rejected. So you wanna see EQ of this rejection being respected. This was an SMT with this high, I guess so. Yes, SMT with previous candle high as well. So NQ became weaker and ES reached its objective. So this entry would have worked as well as this SMT with this high around here. 2R would not have been hit. Yes, but a partial around this. So I didn't like it. Not good of a risk or that's why I didn't take it. I guess so. But SMT here and Q's objective still pending. 10:30 is established high with SMT by displacing away. So I took my entry, yes, 905. After this candle's closure, it closed below these opposing candles. So I took entry after this closure to the objective almost 2 hours something, more than 2 hours, yes. 905 something was my entry, 906, more than 2 hours, and this could have been a place where you could have trailed. No, I guess so. I didn't trail. Let's see. I did trail. I did trail here because 10:15 was a retracement candle, so 10:30 should expand towards the low of the day objective. So let's go. This was my position on NQ that day. I did take a position on YM as well. Yes, this was the best. Now why best? I would talk about this. NQ's recap is done. Now going on to YM. M15. If this move higher after rejecting this is a retracement, then opposing swing becomes retracement objective. Price rejects that. At the same time, forms an established high for 6 a.m. H4 candle, open high and rejects that. So you could have framed 9:45 expansion lower and 10 a.m. expansion lower, viewing RTY at the same time. RTY had the objectives open low of the day. So framing YM till RTY hits the objective and RTY reaches here from SMT with this. So I am clearly being weaker, right? SMT with these highs. So shorting the weaker pair and 6 a.m. H4's established high here. So you could short 945. I did take entry in 945, yes. But this wasn't the main entry. This. Okay, that was Friday. Sorry. So I went on to 3 minutes. This was the entry close below these opposing candles after hitting the relevant POI. This was the continuation type of an entry. Daily range continuation. UD by had a doubt, but I won't be able to clear it properly now. This is not often like M1 continuation type of an entry. This is entry is based around the logic of daily range. Open high, moving away from it, right? This is not the open high. Anyways, no established high, but price displacing away, so I can trust. Suppose this wick is here, open high, moving away, no continuation signature till now, like no high being rejected. First time a high being rejected in the daily range. And so I frame M5 or M3 continuation signature using the daily OHLC. So was this a continuation entry on the daily? Yes. Daily high, this being using this closure. Now makes sense. Was this an SMR or continuation entry? While being aligned with 6 a.m. expansion candle, established high of 6 a.m. Makes much more sense. मेरा mic off है, on है, off बच गए. Good bye. A bit of clarity and use the intermediate time frame for profiling. 6 a.m. established high over there, immediately moves away. But I am viewing this M3 entry as in terms of daily range. I can't see any continuation entry in New York session if for bearish scenario daily OHLC just moving away. First time it makes a run above an high, so highs would reject price lower, right? So this entry was continuation of daily range M3. I'm not treating it just based off 6 a.m. expand. 6 a.m. should expand lower. I am treating it based on daily range logic. Daily's high has been put in. This is the continuation away from it, and clearly 6 a.m. being an expansion candle, forming established high, moving away. So this is an signature to take part on. What was my objective? There was an objective on I guess daily or H4. I don't exactly remember. There was an objective 41.0. Okay, now I do remember. This low resting just below this, so this being the best objective relevant swing, or you can even use this, but this was a failure swing to me, that's why I used the internal level. If you want to use this, you can use this as well, because price is displacing towards it, so why not Wednesday reversal, Thursday continuation. वो तो ठीक है, अच्छा ये ठीक है. So objective is still pending, right? Either you use that daily low or my objective, any works. First time it did give a continuation signature, so now it should expand towards here, right? So that was the entry. If you want to take it till that daily low here, if my objective, that would be 3 hour around something, and Yes, price displaces, but if you wanna frame it just based off 6 a.m. candle, how you would frame it? Okay, 9:30 forms established high over 6 a.m. candle, 9:45 should expand lower, right? 6 a.m. being an expansion candle. So 9:45 over Chelsea. Okay, let's get into it. This being an objective, these low 9:45 immediately goes lower, no established high, but displaces away from it. So you can look for continuation entries. This is an continuation entry for me. Open, no established high, moving away. Continuation entry displacing away from unestablished high. See, prices are already here and continuation signature has happened. While this was backed by EQ logic, totally backed. Price did close here, so that could have been an entry. Around 2 hour would have been a bit lower, so I would have taken a partial around my objective 1.6 hour, then left a runner, would have left a runner till 2 hour, and partial would have been hit here and 2 hour would have been hit there. And if I were to frame 10 a.m. or lower, I didn't have any logic, so I didn't. Let's see what did 10 a.m. do. Just Batmeezi. That's why when you have no objective, no logic, you shouldn't be doing anything just based off pattern. If you are doing just based off pattern, this entry looks too good, bro. This entry, but didn't work because price has a no objective, no logic to go much lower, or the time to go lower now. Even though 10 a.m. expanded lower, then 10:15 should continue, right? But no logic, no clear objective, no clear draw. My model includes bias first, then lower time frame, higher time frame, then price action, or then framing entries. Not entries first, then bias. I'm not framing my bias using this okay lower time frame order block aligned with high time frame OLC. Nope. This is just for confirmation and entry. I'm framing bias first, drawn liquidity first, then entries. My model in simple is somebody shared it here that day. मैं मार भी चलाऊंगा कितने मैसेज करते तुम लोग. In simple words, yes. My model in simple words is find a draw, then find a setup towards it. I just did it here. Find a draw, finding setup towards it, finding a setup towards it. Okay, so RTY, I didn't look at it. It was anyway the stronger pair, so I wouldn't want to frame this. So next day, which is Friday, it, this move back up was a retracement objective being met. So 10 a.m. 9 a.m. retracement, 10 a.m. expansion to the low of the day objective, established high, open high, move lower, this move higher being retracement. What about YM? This move higher being a retracement objective, internal level, which is 6 a.m. high. Once it hits the retracement objective, immediately displaces away towards the objective. Okay, this way is faster than Thursday, now last day of the week. RTY now increasing. Establish high of the day, internal level being the retracement objective, price respects it, 9 a.m. hits internal level, rejects it, 10 a.m. expands toward the objective, vice versa for ES, internal level being the retracement objective, 9 a.m. hits it, 10 a.m. expands toward Objective. NQ. NQ. How nice was this intermediate time frame structure for daily OHLC? Too nice. So daily chart, starting from the daily chart once again. Now I can see Wednesday reversal, Thursday continuation, so I would prefer Friday continuation as well. If Friday continuation, then this is my objective, and I could even think till here. If price shows displacement below it, what about ES? Same thing, Wednesday reversal, Thursday continuation, so Friday continuation as well. This being the minimum objective, and then if price shows displacement through breakout below it, then this being the objective. Looking left, what about RTY? Why? Dun, 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 dun. Not too good, but this relevant swing, which would get hit in Asia itself, I know. And why? Uh, this relevant swing, which is too much close, if it shows displacement below it, then goes till next relevant swing, or these. Okay, let's wait. Okay, yes, true breakout below the relevant swing, price displaces through, comes back immediately. So I'm thinking Asia reversal, London retracement, New York continuation. Let's play it. एक सेकंड तो दिया करो, 2 मिनट 2 मिनट. Nice. Open established high for current high of the day, displacement away, so open high low close type of candle, daily candle. Price comes back and immediately displaces low, so this would be London retracement to New York expansion, and 6 a.m. expands this much. I am thinking boom boom, daily OHLC, and it is NFP that day, so पता नहीं. So I'm thinking expansion into an objective, so now new phase of price could begin from there, which could be either reversal, either retracement, either consolidation. I was thinking it could go long as well because whole week has expanded. mm, mm, mm. And this was the range low mark. I don't think if this was it. Yes, this was it. So I guess so I did frame it till there. Range low on ES. What about NQ? Same range low. I did frame it till range low because it was expanding towards there. Uh, YM RTY. Oh my god. RTY. RTY. Dun, 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 dun. So this was the relevant swing to me. This was the relevant swing. Price would have shown true breakout below this. So framing to the next relevant swing then. Yes, true breakout kind of below it. So expands lower. Then this becomes the objective. So RTY and YM had the objective open, I guess. Or if YM hit that. Yes, YM did hit that. So new phase of price could begin from there, either retracement, either reversal. So I'm not immediately looking for expansion lower, neither expansion higher, because it was NFP. What positions did I take that day? And this was Friday. Yes. NQ. Um, this wasn't Friday. Okay, this was Thursday's night. Okay, this was Friday's position. ES and then YM. Okay, nice. Let's get on to the 15-minute. 8:30 comes NFP. This is an objective and this is a range low objective. NFP comes around 8:30. This is where NFP comes around. So this is a clear range for me, I can say. Price has uh, expanded into an objective. So either reversal, either retracement, either consolidation. This looks like more of rejection from a level, so I'm framing this as either retracement, either reversal. If this move higher from there is retracement, then this becomes the objective. If this is reversal, then high of the day becomes the objective. I'm thinking that way. Okay, so I would wanna see how price reacts to this level to get an idea if this move higher is a retracement or reversal. And now the relevant swings to me here are like if price wanna go bullish from here, price is rejecting this level, so then this is not a level I would use. I would use this instead. Like if price hits this, I can frame it till there. Expansion into retracement is, or you can see expansion into consolidation, AMD continuation, because this has hit the relevant level and showed displacement away, so I would assume this as protected if price wanted to go bullish. That's why I did frame a short till there firstly, because if it wanted to go bullish, this level would have made it go bullish. But when I saw this level forming a true breakout below here, then I framed till low of the day and the range low objective. So I framed my first shot till there only. That's my basic till here. See, just there when price hit the retracement objective, I framed expansion. I saw displacement away from it, framed 9:30 continuation entry away from this side as price was displacing away from this key level towards the relevant swing. You can see this level being marked on my chart that time as well, because I was thinking that price could form reversal off of there. This could stay protected. This would be the relevant swing that could be used to frame it fully bullish higher. But when I saw price displacing through this forming true breakout, then I have a level marked till where I can frame it lower as well. And when it framed true breakout, I saw why I'm having clear structure, so I shorted till low of the day and range low. Final TP at range low and low of the day. True breakout below the same swing I used in ES. The same swing. This one on ES. So I had clear idea what to do, where to do. So 8:30 didn't do anything, neither 8:45. 9:45 hits this as well as on NQ relevant level. Why is this marked on a chart? Now 9 a.m. expanding away from it, so I am thinking 9:30 is a driver and 8:30 isn't much clear to me. It didn't do much, so I wanna use 9:30 to my advantage. This as an objective opposing relevant swing, right? So I wanna ideally wait for 9:30. This is the low of the day, right? Yes. And range low below it, yes. So Even though if you wanted to frame 9:15, you could have, but I didn't trust 9:15, or simply I wanted to wait for 9:30 to give me clarity, as 9:30 would have could have hit this and immediately formed bullish. So I wanted to use drivers to give me more validation of a bias. I wasn't having a clear picture because neither did NFP gave me any clarity, neither this 9:30 before the 9:30 price action. So I was just using this closures as a framework. Okay. So it didn't even close below here, and when it takes too much time, I'm thinking okay, I will let it go instead and wait for 9:30. It is in 2-3 minutes. 9:30 comes. 9:30 is about to comes, sweeps opposing swing or its relevant opposing level. This move higher, if it is an retracement objective pending, then immediately should go away from there. Forms opposing candles. This move higher being retracement respects opposing swing, relevant opposing level. Where did I take my entry? It was on ES, I guess. Yes, continuation entry. So I use this as a framework. Then till the relevant level, base it kind of. You could have entered here as well. Continuation entry, relevant level, close below here, protected by EQ logic, because 9 a.m. is an expansion candle, so 9 a.m. orally should distribute. This was on ES, so this looked more protected just of this closure. So yes, another entry of this closure, SL here, and this kind of objective. So that's why I especially wrote base hit for the day, like not a home run type of scene. Home run would be holding it from here till here, just a quick high probable scalp type scene. But when I saw kind of true breakout below these assets didn't show true breakout. YM and RTY did. See, that was my essence. That was my what my gut was saying, that if price wants to go bullish, this level could be used totally 100%. That's why I only wanted to short till there. Relevant swings from where price could reverse. So if anybody would have been in here, would have gotten break even, obviously, as Ombai did. Haha. Now when 10 a.m. opens and immediately displaces away, I am thinking this move back up after hitting the relevant swing. This move back up was retracement. So now low of the day and range low is the objective. So this being a retracement candle, it's opposing swing, retracement objective, right? So 10 a.m. no established high but displaces away. So you can trust. And 10:15, this 2 minute closer. Yes, 10:15 comes open high into relevant PY, close below here. So I was using this as a means to enter till range low. I was getting an entry in ES over this high. I do remember. I didn't execute on it. I got 1 or 2 seconds late. I was about to press sell, then price went a bit lower. I don't know why do I do that thing sometimes. Like I want an optimized entry. I won't execute here, I would execute here. Like even if I get 1 point of discount, I take that Otherwise I miss many times this happen. I would need to correct this. But anyways, this 1024's high was swept on ES. That's where I wanted to enter here. And price immediately wasn't even here for 1 second. I was about to press sell, but it went. I can't do anything. I did miss. Otherwise it would have been nice, but okay. I did miss this, but due to having the right skill, even after missing this move, I framed it around about here. When I saw true breakout below low of the day, I did frame it 1030, which is about to come on YM. This is 1015 open high, established high over 1015, immediately displacing away. You can use closer below here. I was using this on the 2 minute, and then established high. You can use this. I did not miss, I will say, but uh, it was human error, you can say. So I did frame 1030 OHLC. That was true breakout below low of the day. You can view this as a true breakout below this swing on ES. So I did frame here. So you gotta have that skill even if you miss 2-3 entries. I executed, yes, true breakout below this swing, true breakout on the higher time frame. I just didn't pick any random low. This swing which I was worried about on the higher time frame, true breakout below this. So partial still low of the day and full TP on the range low. 1030 open high, established high into relevant POI, immediate closer below, so range low. So if you were to take this on ES, this would have been around chalna here, or if you were already in this position, your SL would have been trailed here, or you could have added your position. And it melts till range low, obviously, yes. Now going on to YM and RTY. I just did frame one thing, which was that 4 hour short on YM. This was the relevant swing which I was worried about on ES that could sponsor the move higher. This is 8 a.m. low. Yes, 8 a.m. low, same low. Now YM RTY, let's have a look. This got swept, but I wasn't still trusting it. My drawings are still marked. Price did come lower on 930, but I didn't take anything on RTY YM as I wasn't trusting these highs away from this relevant level failure swings. So I wasn't trusting much of YM or RTY structure until I saw much displacement away from them. Relevant swing price being in a range for me, relevant swing high, relevant swing low. So I wanna engage only after relevant swings are engaged, right? I don't wanna pick a side in between. I am bullish, I am bearish. I wanna wait for one side, see what happens there. Either manipulation, frame to opposing side, either true breakout, frame in the same direction. Same with here, either manipulation, frame to opposing side, either true breakout, frame in the same direction. Simple thing with relevant swings, only two things could happen, but my range low objective, brother, this would have been the range low. कहाँ है भाई, यहाँ है. So low of the day being a failure swing to the range low. So I missed 10-15 entry. Not miss, but I was about to execute, but it went 1.2 point lower, and so I did miss it. But anyways, I had the right skill set for it, so I framed it lower again. Price tagged one relevant swing,
I am not immediately telling myself anything until I see price. If price wanted to go bullish, it would have went immediately higher. Yes, surely. Then I would have longed till the next opposing relevant swing. So I wanted to wait for reaction off of this relevant swing. मेरी वॉइस ऑफ है नहीं बच गए तुम लोग so 10:30 opens up clearly telling me signs of 10:30 OHLC with clear true breakout below this. If you can see, close is below. That's where I take my entry. My entry was bit. This isn't where my entry was. When price came back up, I added to my position. That's why two sells. So I had a bit of better entry. See, 39430. Nice. So beat there. Not even 430, 410. Two positions. I don't know the average, but I had around 4 hours. I don't exactly remember. So price hit me in. I'm not wanting to trail until price displaces away from this. Why? Expansion into consolidation. Consolidation's high could get swept. Then it could be valid as well. Or price could expand directly from a consolidation, valid as well. When price did expand here, only then I trailed it here, leaving consolidation without manipulation. Low of the day partial, then range low, full TP out. Partial at low of the day, range low, full TP out. That was my 4 hour for that day, and ES basic for the same day. How was the recap? And pretty long, I will say, about 2 hours. And YM did you yourself see what did YM did after that, after hitting my TP. So that's why I use relevant swing, because if price wants to reverse at that time, it would surely reverse at those levels, not any random levels. And it did reverse off of that. So that was it for today's session. If any doubts, I will go over them, or else we will wrap up this session. Dun, 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 dun. I will not always use 1 minute, whichever time frame is better for me. Yes, very long, because this is my first time doing recap of four assets together. कितनी बातें करते तुम लोग? At the time, yes, true breakout. यार आता है तो भी बोलो मेरे क्या कर चल नहीं रहा है ठीक करवाओ चलो फोन में तो कुछ भी बोलते तुम लोग you will use any low time frame, not always 1 minute, whichever time frame gives me the better structure, or highs or lows I can trust better, or structure I can trust better. I took a 3 minute entry on YM on Thursday, I guess. Whichever time frame gives me the better structure. This this was on 3 minute. I just was on 1 minute to define, trailed SL here first, then trailed SL here on the 1 minute, but I took the entry on 3 minute. No more doubts, so I will wrap up the session. Chup, pre NFP, no pre NFP things here. Hup. We use NFP as a driver to either validate or invalidate, vice versa for 930. Validate or invalidate our idea. If it validates, we get more aggressive with our idea. If it invalidates, we stay a bit back, stay at our hands, and reassess our idea. Haha. So a win-win situation waiting for drivers. माइक गिर गयो. So that's it for today. We'll meet you next time. Bye bye till then.